Hey guys, welcome to the next tutorial of ethical hacking and penetration testing via Kali Linux. So in the previous tutorials, I have taught you as to how we could go ahead and crack different types of passwords, SHA-12, SMD5 and different other things. So in the series on password cracking, I have been attempting to develop your skills in the age-old art of password cracking. Although it might seem like a simple and a straightforward exercise, those of you who have attempted password cracking know that there are no simple ways to this art. So in many of our cracking disciples, we have often need to use a Wordlist that will essentially attempt thousands of potential passwords per second. So this is often referred to as a dictionary attack, and even though we need not rely solely on dictionary words, these word lists may have any combination of characters and words in an attempt to crack a complex password offline. Sometimes we may have indications of the target's choice of password or password components which may come from our knowledge of our target. Example, normally from our girlfriend or neighbor or friend, etc. So these normal people normally use it's kind of an irony that I'm talking about over here, but normal people actually go ahead and use their own name in addition to some characters or some other letters, not exactly letters. So it's quite easy to go ahead and guess that. We may also know the organization if we are trying to attack an organization, their password policy, exam, minimum 8 characters or uppercase and lowercase, etc. So in these cases, we may be able to generate a custom word list that reflects our knowledge of the target or the organization's password policy. Kali Linux has built it into a tool called as Crunch that enables us to create a custom password cracking word list that we can use with tools such as Hashcat, Cain and Abel, John the Ripper, AirCrackNG, and many others. This specific custom word list might be able to save us hours or even days in password cracking if we can craft it properly. So let's get started with Crunch and generate some custom word list to crack passwords in our favorite password cracking tool. So let's go ahead and fire up our own Kali Linux and open the terminal. And before I proceed with the okay, I'll just go ahead and show you the GUI method. So you can select Kali Linux. Over here you can go to the password attacks. Over here the offline attacks because we are cracking something online, and you can go ahead and you start Crunch over here. So it does not say much about itself. Crunch can create word lists based on the criteria you specify. The output can be sent to the screen file or another program. So usage would be Crunch, minimum and maximum characters and options, and minimum and max are the numbers. So please refer to the man page for instructions. So we don't actually need to go ahead and use anything. So unlike many other hacking applications, Crunch does not provide us with much info on its opening screen. Let's say, for example, if I go ahead and open the SE toolkit, it will give me a lot of information about itself, such as social engineering attack. If I go ahead and type 6, I'll get the help exactly. Okay, the source file directory, readme. Okay, the MD file, I need to go ahead and rename that, so I'll just ignore that. Or if I could just go ahead and type hashcat, and I can just go ahead and type help, it will show me all the things that hashcat can do. Or if I type, let's say for example, evil grade, it will give me each and everything that evil grade can do. But over here, as you can see, it does not provide much information about itself. So I believe that because Crunch, although relatively is simple to work initially, it has so many sophisticated options that the developer has to put much information in the man pages. So that's why he has not gone ahead and discussed much about it over here. So basic syntax for Crunch looks like you can just go ahead and open the Kali Linux and Crunch, type out the minimum and maximum characters, and the pattern that would be -t, and the output that would be the file name. Now let's go over what's included in this syntax over here. The minimum is the minimum password length, maximum is the maximum password length, character set is the character set to be used in generating the passwords. -t is the pattern, that is the specified pattern of the generated passwords. So let's say, for example, if you knew that your target's birthday was 0728, that's July 28, and you suspected that they used their birthday in their password, that's people often use. So you could generate a password list that ended with 0728 by giving Crunch the pattern such as, let's say for example, @ something like that, and 0728, something like that. So this word, this will generate up to 11 characters, or I don't know how much exactly. Let me count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So I'll just go ahead and delete 2. Perfect. So this will generate up to 11 characters of password. So 7 will be variable. That means these 7 digits can be anything, whereas these are fixed because we think that the person may use these 4 digits as fixed, and it will total have 11 characters in total. And -o over here will be the output file. So this is the file that you would want the word list to be written to. So the crunch manual. Let's go ahead and check the crunch manual for that. So I'll just type man and I'll type UNCH, and this is the how it looks like, the crunch manual. I can just go ahead and view all of these things, but it's extremely long, so I won't be actually going ahead and looking into these things. But if you want to gather a good understanding of what exactly we are doing, then you should actually go ahead and see these things. And I'll just go ahead and type Q to go ahead and quit. So since now you have opened manual pages for Crunch, it will look like that. The developers of Crunch have packed these pages with a lot of info on how to get the most of Crunch. So if you go ahead and I'll just open the Crunch once more. So if you go ahead and paste down a bit, you will come to this page, and you can see that if it says that we are at line 21 over here, I'll just go to the line 70. Okay, perfect. So if you see it over here, it will show that -f will go ahead and specify the path, and -I will go ahead and invert the output. So example, if I used AAA, then invert of A is AAA again. If I used AAB, it will go ahead and convert it into BAA, and etc. and something like that. So here we will tell Crunch where the character set .lst is with the full path, and then select a particular character set from that list. Do you understand? So I'll simplify it for you. In Kali, the character set .lst is at user share rainbow character set list. So I'll just go down and browse it over, user share rainbow crack and char character period. Okay, this is our file. Just go ahead and display it. This is how it looks like. It's self-explanatory, so I don't need to explain that. So we would be creating some simple word list. So let's start by generating some simple word list for password crack. Let's assume that we know the company has passwords between 4 and 8 characters. We can generate all the possibilities in Crunch by just typing Crunch and the numerics that we want. Hey guys, welcome to the next tutorial of ethical hacking and penetration testing via Kali Linux. So I'll just continue where I left off in the previous tutorial. So in the previous tutorial, I taught you about the manual page of Crunch. So over here, we will be generating some simple word list for password cracking. And I'm assuming over here that we already know the company has passwords between 4 to 8 characters. So we will be generating all the possibilities in the Crunch by going ahead and typing. I'll just go ahead over here and I'll just type Crunch. Now I'll type 4 space 8. So now Crunch will now generate these amount of bytes. So now it will go ahead and generate all the passwords from 4 to 8 bits. So it will be very long. So when I execute this statement, Crunch estimates how long the file will be. So I'll just go ahead and cancel this. The reason being that it will take a total of approximately 1 to 4 GB because it has a number of passwords. So I won't go ahead and run this as of now. So what if we knew the target always used password from 6 to 8 characters? Because 4 to 8, people don't use 4 to 8 characters. Let's be realistic. People use characters that should be like around minimum of 6 characters in at the least, and it can be up to like 10 characters. But for this tutorial purpose, I'll be using 6 because I don't want to hang my PC. The reason being that it's only working on 1 GB RAM and I don't want to crash it. So I'll just go ahead and use 6 to 8, and I'll just go ahead and let's specify it a bit more. Let's assume that we could generate, what if we knew that we could generate a complete list of password possibilities meeting this criteria and send them to a file in the root user directory called as numeric word list .lst. So I will be creating a password between 6 to 8 digits, and I will be going ahead and transferring it into the root directory. So I'll just type 6 to 8 and I'll type 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 and 0 -o, and I'll type /root /numeric _ wordlist .lst, and I'll hit enter. It will now generate the passwords, and as you saw over here how many it was. So if we knew the target's birthday was July 28, as I told you in the previous tutorial, and they likely use, it's likely that they will use that date because people often use their birth dates in their password to make it easier to remember. So at the end of the 10 character password, we could generate all the possibilities of the 10 character password that end with 0728. That's July 28. So I'll send the output to a file in the root users directory named as birthday wordlist by typing something. Let me just complete this thing and I'll go ahead and start with that. Or I will just go ahead and cancel this because it's still at 25 lakhs I believe, and it will go up to 9999999. So I'll just go ahead and stop that because that's not making any sense. So now I'll go ahead and generate 10 total of 10 new word list. That's 10 character word list, and which will end with the 0728. So I'll just type CRUNCH, and by that time I'll just go ahead and delete my word list, both of them. Perfect. I'll just type crunch space 10 space 10, and I'll type space hyphen T, and I'll type 1 2 3 4 5 6 0 7 2 8, and it's still 6 7. Perfect. And I'll type hyphen O, and I'll type slash root slash, and let's say it, since it's birthday, list period LST. Perfect. Okay, maximum length should be the same size as the pattern you specified in 10. So okay, so I used a total of, sorry, perfect. So now I'll just go ahead and hit enter. So this @ is used to represent a wildcard of all possibilities. So while the literal means that these are the fixed values, so it will go ahead and generate a word list which has 0728 in fixed at the end, but these will vary, these 6 digits. It can be numbers, characters, digits, anything. So complex word list with crunch is that one of the beauties of crunch is the ability to select a specific character set or create your own character set for generating our password list. If we know the likely character set the target is using for their password, we can select the character set to generate our password list. So now if we know that our target is using an 8 character password with only alphabetic characters, we can generate a list of all the possibilities in crunch with a command that I would be showing you. So just let's first let this complete, and I'll show you after that. 41% is completed. I believe we should already have a Word file over here which should have started. Start. Okay. Root. Perfect. Let it complete. It's about to end. These are the total passwords that we would be getting right now. Almost done. Perfect. Just go ahead and open that right now. My birthday list is created, so I'll just go ahead and open that. Okay, let me check. Allocate. Okay, so it won't be able to open, the reason being that it has lots of files, so I cannot open it with a leafpad because leafpad does not support that. So I'll just open it with G text editor, and I'll just go ahead and cancel this. The reason being that I'm canceling is that because, trust me, you would not want to go ahead and open this file. It will contain all the files, but just think, it's trying to go ahead and open. I'll just go ahead and show you. It's trying to so what we are trying to do over here is we are trying to open these many numbers of words created, and leafpad cannot go ahead and open that, and as you can see that this is going on increasing. So these are all the possible words that can be the password for that. As you can see, the last 4 digits are fixed, only the first 6 digits have changed. So I will not wait till this has completed. I'll show you another example by that point of time. Perfect. So what if we knew that our target is using an 8-character password with only alphabetic characters? So now I'll go ahead and generate a word list with only 8 characters. I'll just type crunch space 8 space 8. I'll type -f/user/share and rainbow crack, and I'll just type characters.txt, and I'll type mix alpha-o/root/alpha wordlist period lst wordlist period lst. Perfect. I'll just go ahead and hit enter. Okay, mix alpha not found. Okay, let me perfect. I misspelled it. So these are the total password it's generating. So just think what you did over here. You generated so many passwords, and so there is not any single possibility that you won't be able to go ahead and crack this thing, because now if we know that our target is using 8-character password with only alphabetic characters, we could do this. Or I have one more option for you, because instead of doing that, I'm just showing you how to do that. You can take your own time at your own place and go ahead and complete or create that password. So now if we know that our character is only using an 8-character password with only alphabetic characters, I can go ahead and do that by using this mix alpha o. But there is one more method. I'll just type the same thing, but it would be a bit different. I'll just type the same, that's crunch 88-f and user share rainbow character set mix alpha o root word list. So this will go ahead and create that specific thing. This will generate all the 8-character passwords using only alphabetic characters, no numbers or no special characters, and storing them in a file called as alpha wordlist period lst in the root users directory. So while cracking passwords, there are multiple methods of cracking unknown passwords. These include dictionary, rainbow table, brute force, and others if we know that parameters of the password, or we know something about the target and their possible passwords such as birthday, pet name, spouse, etc. Crunch can be extremely useful tool for generating specific word lists to be used in a dictionary like attack. So yeah, that is it for this tutorial. Stay tuned on these tutorials on password cracking for more guides, and there would be one final tutorial before I go ahead and complete the password cracking chapter in whole. So that's it for these tutorials. Have fun, guys.